your place for radiant wellness and soul-forward living. Join your host, Jess Juntanen, quantum healer, intuitive, and midwife to the awakening spirit, as we dive into quantum tools, wisdom teachings, and integrated healing pathways for transformation. You can live a life of freedom to be without limitation. Cozy up, grab your tea, and enjoy this hour of expansion, wisdom, and love. Namaste, hello, and welcome to Soul Fusion Cafe. I am Jess Juntanen, your grateful host to be here this hour on Tuesday at noon Eastern Time. And today is incredible. It's the new moon, and it's an illuminated new moon, and it's February, and it's Mercury retrograde. The main phase will be completing tomorrow, right? Whew, so how are you? It's an amazing day. Hello out there at onenesstalkradio.com and also at our social media, Facebook Oneness Talk Radio and YouTube Oneness Talk Radio. It's incredible to be here with you live today. Or if you're here on the recording, it's an honor, it's a pleasure. My name is Jess Juntanen, and it really is my intention and desire that through our connection right now that we all have a moment to come together as community, come together in the sacredness of this moment. I'm seeing my camera tipped slightly, so excuse me because I do want to adjust for that. And a moment to really take to focus into our visions, whether you're catching this on the actual new moon or you feel like, oh my gosh, I missed out. Just come back to this moment right now because we are quantum travelers. You can come back to this moment and absolutely tap in, tune in with what's alive and present right now. So we can always rescript, we can always rewrite, we can always tap into any moment in time we wish. And we are surfing the timelines right now. We are surfing multiple timelines, dimensions, expansions. What does that all mean? Well, let's see what we can unpack this hour. And as always, I love to welcome in, if you have any sharings about what you're experiencing right now, a question about what's being offered, if you'd like to receive a mini reading, intuitive reading, 517-208-1500 is that call-in number. And I will actually open up that call board because sometimes that happens when you produce your own show. You don't get your call board set up ahead of time. So in this moment, new moon, full-on vision, full-on moment of activation of all your dreams, all your possibilities. This is where we're staying this hour. It's an incredible moment. And the more you can stay with this and vision together, the more we're going to amplify, supercharge, bring this forward for ourselves and for one another, because where two or more are gathered, we have an amplification of the energy. So thank you joining real time or on the replay. We're all coming together to co-create.
You have confirmed the start of the conference.
We are.
The conference will begin when the next party.
So we are now live on the call board. Forgive that. If you'd enjoy calling in to that call number, go ahead. It's up on the screen right now, 517-208-1500. And I'll pop in the chat here and there too and see if we say hello to those of you hanging out at YouTube and hanging out at Facebook. And beautiful blessings, namaste, and hello. Any questions about Mastery Program and Presence, please do email support@selfascension.com. The Divine Mastery Program is already started, and if you want to get in, like right now is the moment to get in. So I'm glad you asked that, Pauline, because this is absolutely the time and place to say yes to Divine Mastery Presence. And if you're not familiar with this journey yet, This is a whole year of receiving attunements and activations and support, personalized support with Shri and Kira. And I am there as well, offering my support and being a part of this journey with all of you. It's incredible. The deal it's offered at is incredible. We can help you with payments, whatever you need. I think this is like a $20,000 program. When you see coaching programs advertised all over online, they're charging a lot. What you're getting from this is incredible. I mean, it's like your cup of coffee a day or whatever, I mean, it's incredible. And really in the energy of visioning and bringing in, think about it, because this is what is it and what does it do for you? It's going to support each and every one of us in the up levels of this whole year to help our bodies adjust, to help our bodies flow, because we are, whether or not people are conscious, we are in up level energy, and it's up leveling everything and the polarity experience as well. And our bodies need support. We're going through a lot of changes energetically. We're in energy we've never been before. So people are having changes whether they realize it or not, new ascension symptoms, all that kind of stuff. So coming together and having small group support where you get some direct interaction and coaching with Shri, Kira, myself in those small groups, it's incredible what you're getting. And then there's other bonuses and things. In February, we have an activation attunement every Thursday for 4 weeks to absolutely assist ourselves to be, because if we can be in the 0 point of creation, meaning if we can really be in neutral, the sea of neutrality, if we can really honor and be in the truth of our being, in the clarity of our own soul's mission and glory, in our ascended awakened heart, the more we can live there, we can transcend all the chaos, all the polarity happening, and manifest miracle after miracle after miracle from that place. So who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to be able to be in that space? I'm working on it. I'm going to work on it every single day, to be in this space. How are you working on it? And why not grab the support? Because it's the last chance opportunity to sign up for this, because of the fact we're going to be receiving activations all February. You can still get caught up from January's 2 group meetings. They're incredible. You will get the recordings and you can be with those. And then you can dive into tomorrow night is our 3rd group call, the first one of February. And then the immediate night after following, we have the activation. These are powerful. These are really, really powerful. They're brought in through the archangelic realms and multidimensional space to help us learn to really be multidimensional beings, the alchemy, the transformation. So it is the perfect moment. So thank you for allowing me to share that. It's really not about um, trying to make you do it, get you to do it, chase you to do it. But if there's something inside of you that's like, I want the support this year, I want to receive these activations, attunements, and everything else that's coming to just navigate at the best of my ability, like this is the support that you really want. So grab it at shriandkira.com. It's or better yet, just email support@selfascension.com and we will help you get registered and help you get set up so that you get your last calls and you jump right on in. Okay. So in this moment, how hearing that call right now and deciding to do that. Don't have cards of clarity around me in my sphere today, B, if that's what you're asking. And I know there's a whole new set of cards of clarity being created right now and incubating. So if there's a question about that, they are going to be printed in a up-leveled, expanded version, and we are being patient around the reception of those, which will happen in the perfect timing. So yes, beloved ones, February, new moon. Thank you for being here. Choice month, choice moment. And big, infinite connection. If you look at the ascended numerology around this month, if you look at the expanded energy flow, if you look at the up level calendar, all of this that I'm speaking to, I'm just expanding or extrapolating in my own words and sharings the teachings that have come through Master Lady Kira and Sri Ramka. So you can get an up level calendar for a small donation, and it's very much a guidebook for the whole year. You can receive through their radio program, which is back on the air on Sundays. Go to official Shri and Kira YouTube and catch their last Sunday live show, and catch up, because they gave a full breakdown of the February energy, a full breakdown of everything that's coming, a preview of March, and also an incredible conversation on consciousness meeting COVID and everything that's being navigated right now. Like, you really want to see this return to their airwaves and receive all the information that is being shared there. Go rewatch it if you haven't rewatched it. If you've watched it already, it's very profound, you know. So if anything is resonating here with me and you're not familiar with their work, I definitely recommend checking theirs out for a much more in-depth discussion. Really, what I love to do here is just remind us of some of the key points that come from the ascended numerology. As an ascended numerologist myself, I love studying it. I love being part of that energy. And as you know, my own intuition and connection with the up-level calendar and everything Master Lady Kira Ra and Wisdom Teacher Sri Ram share, it so infuses everything that I like to bring forward and remind us of in these moments where we're together connecting. So it's an expansive moment. Oh my gosh. Hello, all of the lovely beings. Incredible to be here. And, you know, new moon, back to where we kind of began when we started talking this hour, that it is the incredible expansion of the new moon in this moment. Um, it is a crystalline new moon. It's an illuminated new moon of ignition. So that means everything is being illuminated. New moons have been powerful. They're always been powerful. And especially the last 2 years, every month I did the new moon up level, or the new moon ceremonies every month, because there were all these powerful illuminated new moon up level dates. And we're in an illuminated new moon again here. However, this year, stay tuned. In 2 weeks, we have the full moon ceremony. Everything we're doing right now does come to fruition with that full moon. So this all really flows. So stay tuned at my own site, selfascensionstudios.com. Get on my newsletter if you're not, because I'll email you as soon as that full moon ceremony is up for registration, when you can grab it, you know, and take that opportunity to come together and be together, because it's an incredible time every time. And with this energy is the law of instantaneous manifestation. And this is something Master Lady Kira Ra has really been speaking to over the past year heavily. And this is the moment we're at to really choose it. February is all about this. And what is that law of instantaneous manifestation, right? I mean, it is being the reflection, bringing the reflection of you into the world instantaneously. And that's the you that is the soul, the true essence, your multidimensional beingness, your crystalline divine self. If you choose to cultivate that and birth that into the world, and we really want to get balanced in our infinite nature, you'll see with the ascended numerology that February 2022 is a 6 plus the infinite. And the year 2022 is a 6 plus the infinite, right? 2 plus 2 plus 2. You have 3 2s coming together as a 6 with the 0 of the infinite. February 2022 also is that same energy. So it's a mirror of the full year. So this is the year of instantaneous manifestation, becoming our everyday normal, becoming the place that guides us in all of our actions. It becomes the real action from our compassionate, ignited presence. And it's very exciting. And it can feel scary as well, because it is big. It is big. And we are in this principle all the time, whether we're conscious or not, right? I mean, the polarity loves recreating itself in its image, right? So, how are you creating from your source? And really pay attention to getting into balance, because as you see, please go watch the episode last Sunday at official Shri and Kira, their radio program, the live. As you'll see, that the 6 is connected to our second chakra. And this is all about balance. This chakra is so rich with the energy of our vision, and it also, when it's congested or out of balance, it can be where we're holding frozen pictures of the past. Like last week we were talking and expanding on the victim triangle some more, and something that is also the very prevalent energy asking us to break through it right now, especially this year, especially this moment, to transcend anywhere we are in that victim consciousness. And this is a lot of where that can seed inside of us. Of course, the first chakra all about safety and support, and the second chakra being about balance and harmony. And when we have frozen past pictures of the way things were, or we have grief around the way things should have been, we're pulled into the past. If we're carrying a vision of our future, uh, and we're very much actively working with that, we're more in our future pacing. If we're like all the way just daydreaming without action, then we're out of balance all the way on the other side of that chakra, on the left side, where we're just constantly dreaming about it, but we're not balanced. We need to come into that balance of, this is where my inspired action is coming from, in a harmony. So, like, think about it. If you are having things illuminated and it's all about this chakra, um, it's just kind of like banging on it with the illuminated new moon, February 1st. I mean, how perfect is it that it's on the 1st? It is the 11. It carries the energy of the 11. Ascended numerology has actually 13 distinct energies. It goes up to 12 and it includes the infinite, right? So then you think also six, it's like we're coming in from the infinite constantly. It's unification and ignition, and our balance comes in from our infinite nature. So the more you connect to your infinite nature, your divine presence, the truth of who you are, the greater your balance will be here and propel your vision up through your seventh chakra, and that's the full moon. The full moon is, I got my little cheat sheet notes here, right? The full moon is going to come in at the seventh chakra. When Mercury retrograde completes tomorrow, it's the four of perfect balance, that shoots us up from the root all the way up to our seventh into this beautiful full moon experience. And it really ties to March and everything coming in March and the March equinox as well. So we're very much in a flow, and down, and just breathe. Take a moment to just breathe. Like, just imagine you can't get this wrong. You can't do this wrong. All this information supports our brain of density to understand and organize, but it can also get a little overwhelmed. Like, what do I need to do? What if I don't know my vision? And what if I miss the boat? And all of a sudden, oh, maybe I caught this in March and what happened? Breathe and come back into your vision. You can always reignite this choice moment within yourself and choose, what would the divine master do? And anything that comes forward that might feel like fear, that might feel uncomfortable, that might feel triggering, that might feel like victim consciousness, how do you apply the loving, benevolent queen, king energy to that part of your being? And inviting that question that we're exploring all year in our divine mastery presence is, what in me allowed this to be? Any experience we're having, if we perceive it as an uncomfortable one or an exhilarating one, in the sea of neutrality, it's all just these experiences. It's how we qualify them, that we associate them as good or bad or whatever. Oftentimes we invite the question, what in me invited this to be, when we're triggered by something that feels like we're having a negative response. And sometimes we'll really pay attention to that, and invite in, yes, what in me invited this to be, this situation, this relationship, this trigger. It takes the blame and it brings forward the witness. It forces us to be in a witness and come into a fifth dimensional perspective. That's what's incredible. And then how often can you apply it to when you're just feeling amazing? Maybe the trigger is like, I feel so much joy. What are your joy triggers? Let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about, what are those events or situations that you just felt like everything was clicking? What are the moments you feel completely in love with your own self and what you're doing and everything's making sense and jamming. What in me invited this to be? I mean, really try it on in all aspects and throughout your day. That's a key to this year and transcending out of density into multidimensional presence, into your fifth dimension compassion and clarity that starts to enter. And I mean, we're ready to really be anchored there so we can anchor in the seventh and ninth. The fifth is definitely actually kind of wobbly now. There's so many beings and energies bouncing off of it constantly. I mean, it does, judgment can still live there to a degree, and that's also eroding, you know. So it's also very important to consider, wow, I need to anchor this compassion, but the clarity has to be anchored with it so that I can be in the seventh dimension and not be even rocked by some of those forces of just the judgment that is so wildly rampant. So if you catch yourself in that, you know you're not in your multidimensional presence. You could even be in your fifth and still be experiencing some judgment of your experience or others, you know, that's not um that it doesn't live there either. So it's what in me invited this to be. Where's my energy? Invite the witness forward. Invite the witness of the seventh forward that just sees with clarity and love around all. So this is the moment to come out of the womb, and the universe is supporting you. This is the womb of creation moment. All last year, it was very much about seeding, fertilizing, bringing forward what was inside the womb, you know, like creating it, envisioning it, uh, removing, you know, those things that could stand in our way. A lot of transformation, a lot of us just leaving behind old jobs or relationships, ways of thinking, being, a lot of beings waking up spontaneously, looking around going, what do I do? You know, a lot has happened, and this is the moment to, like, it's coming out of the womb. Everything that has been being prepared for is really here, and the universe is supporting you. But the more clear we are around our vision, I mean, this is really sitting with me too, you guys. I mean, I love connecting about this with you all because every time I do connect about this with other beings, it helps expand my own commitment and understanding and clarity of my own around vision or whatever we are speaking into form. You know, we are manifesting together. So, I mean, I appreciate this opportunity and each and every one of you for being here. This is really about, that's what it's about, unification. It is the coming together of the all as the one. It is the ignition of that unifier. The world we always dreamed of. I'm sure many of you tuning in are sensitive, empathic beings that probably from a young age knew there was more going on than met the eye. And perhaps, like many of us, you went back under the covers because everything in the world taught you to doubt that. Uh, and this is that moment of, hey, that being that knew and had that wisdom that came in with it is reawakening and reactivating in ways, and it gets to get easier. But we do have to do it together, and we do have to have that steadfast commitment, focused awareness, complete trust of moving forward with the vision. So it's no more time of like dreaming about the baby to come. The baby is birthing right here. And the reality of a new parent, if any of you became a new parent, is this is how it was for me and many of my clients as a birth doula, uh, is that there's all this anticipation before the birth. There's all this preparation that goes into it. And yes, we birthed many things last year, even, right? We all knew the contractions we went through. And that was all kind of like preparations for this grand moment, right? But it's like so often in the preparation phase, it's just like, how's the birth going to be? What's it going to be like? And then the baby arrives and you go, oh my gosh, I have to actually, what do I put so much energy into the birth and what it needed to be like. And I thought very little about what to do with an actual baby, and I have to adapt to actually having a baby if it's the first time, So think about yourself as this moment of, wow, we put in so much expectancy. We've had many other significant births along the way to prepare us for this one, but this is unlike anything we've ever done before, at least in this body of form. So there's all of those uncertainties or fears and things that can come up natural, but it's our mastery presence that invokes how we respond to whatever is coming up, because it's not like, this is what I've discovered. I mean, I don't know about you on your path of mastery presence over your lifetime, but for me, in the beginning, you just feel like there's a goal in your head that, oh, I'll get to this ascended place of wisdom and knowing, and I won't be affected by all these triggers anymore. I'll be free from victim consciousness completely. I won't be triggered. And then you find yourself in situations and you're triggered, right? And it still happens. And, you realize at some point as you mature on your spiritual path that, oh, okay, it's not a matter of those things never coming along again. It's our response to them. And it's not that you never get triggered again. It's your response when that happens, that as you evolve, you're less and less pulled by your emotional body, and your soul comes in much faster and it gets easier. So it does take some training and commitment, to live this way. That's why steadfast commitment, focused awareness, complete trust is the framework of support, because it does take a responsibility on our part. And that can be kind of daunting. What does that make you feel like when you think about your spiritual responsibility, right? Of carrying your light, carrying the vision, carrying these pieces, it can feel like, oh, I know the truth of my being, and now I have to act accordingly and take action steps from there. A lot of beings don't want to wake up and be responsible yet. And we can't, like Lost Books of the Unseen, you can't make them, you know, you just love them. They know not what they do. And be with those that are awake, be with those that see and understand and expand what we're doing. Don't focus on what the rest of the world's doing. It is cuckoo. It's like going to the movie theater. Like, yeah, you can go to the movie theater and be like, wow, that was a great movie, eating the popcorn, right? Um, just don't engage there. It's hypnotic. You're just part of the movie and the play again. So come back, lift, be with those that are awake and have a knowing or understanding that there is more going on that meets the eye, and focus on your own expansion and trajectory and where you are called to be in action. Uh, it does take steadfast commitment of always saying yes and yes again. Archangel Zadkiel 101. It's like, first you'll say yes, and then you'll say yes again. The universe will always say, are you sure? And yes, things get easier the more we anchor our divine mastery presence, in the sense it's easier for our ego to relax. When things are hard, is that it's our ego is resisting. And I'm very well versed. Mine's very strong. And just think, if yours is strong, that's so amazing how strong you are. Thank you. Gratitude is the ultimate lifting device. So if your ego's trying to stop you, laugh at it. If you feel like you tripped up and you found yourself in victim consciousness, laugh, smile. Oh my God, I caught it. I caught myself. It doesn't matter if you were 1 second downstream or it took you part of a day. All that matters is that you caught it in that moment, and you'll be faster and faster at it and less impacted and go less and less deep. I can think of when I had severe experiences with the energies of depression, anxiety in my life. They were so huge, that a setback could take me weeks or maybe years sometimes to move through. Like, I can move through something now with very little impact in a matter of moments, or sometimes it's a half day or something, right? When we have something major happen to us, it's not that we're never going to feel that again. And the ego will become very adept at saying, oh, you're bad. There you go again. You're so awake. Why did you do that? Or it will start judging in subtle ways yourself or others, or be in the energy of comparison, and all the ways it plays. So the best thing we can do is once we see it, no matter what, release the judgment around it, around anything and around it. In this moment, I trust myself. I tell myself the truth. Beautiful mantra. What in me invited this to be? Smile, laugh. I caught you. My ego's so strong. Thank you. It's only so strong because it worked so hard to keep you quote unquote safe, and it has a limited perception of what safe is. So it's only doing its job very effectively that it got handed over. This world is run by egos. We learned from a lot of egos. The ego just thinks it's the main program, and it's going to fight tooth and nail to keep your soul self from coming forward. It will pull out every trick in the book. That's just to be expected. That's why we have practices, tools, each other, touching in, remembering. And the more we remember and anchor, the more we move through those ego triggers. And the ego starts to, like, those of you who've been doing this a while, myself included, it softens and starts to trust. And it goes, okay. And we can use its powers to actually help propel us versus stop us. So, it's important that we have it here. It's important that we do. So, this new moon likely illuminating all these aspects for all of us. I'm sure you're feeling so much. And if you're in the boat of like, wow, I'm being triggered massively, stuff's like all over, take a breath, love yourself, get back in with your own self, and just focus. The focused awareness. Where are you focusing? What are you aware of? And then really enter that space of trust. That space of trust, right? So let's see. Speaking of spaces of trust, let's see who might be on our line. Trusting somebody beautiful coming in here. Namaste. Welcome to the show. Wireless caller.
I'm Jess. It's Pauline from New York.
Namaste, Pauline. Welcome.
Thank you. Did you do the new moon yet? The new moon ceremony? Because I always go to the calendar, but you said to just go sign up for the newsletter, right?
If you get on my newsletter, I will give you the updates. But as I was sharing earlier, we've gone from new moon ceremonies to full moon this year. So in 2 weeks.
Got it. So
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Yes. Can I ask for I guess I don't know if you really have the card of clarity, but you have it in me. So that's what I'd like this time.
I have something I'm guided to pull forward for you, and it's not a card, but it's on some of our cards because my eyes just went to it. So just one moment, and I'm gonna share with you. Thank you for calling in. All right, namaste. So beautiful. That's like the second person. It's like, hey, your cards around? I don't have my cards nearby me, but my eyes went immediately to this Self-Ascension chakra portrait, which is featured as parts of the cards of clarity. And really, the third and fourth chakras just lit up immediately when I connected with you, Pauline. And I know this message is also for all of us in many ways. So the third and fourth infinity, the gold, and the green is the heart, right? So the gold is the trust and empowerment, and the green double infinity there is the heart chakra, right? And in the ascended portrait and the divine galactic blueprint, that opens up into a green and gold double infinity from the heart. It becomes the root center of our ascended state of being. And as I'm connecting and being drawn in, the third chakra is talking from that aspect of trust, empowerment, and self, right? In the old understanding of chakras, not in the ascended chakra portrait system, right? It's like all about power. But in the ascended healing of this chakra, it becomes about empowerment. And it becomes, in this moment, I trust myself, I tell myself the truth, and it lifts us into the fourth chakra. It is also the joy. It is the lifting. It is getting very clear on knowing myself as an empowered being and taking actions from that empowerment, creating from that empowerment. So as you are balancing in this new moon energy, is bringing in massive balance, bringing forward illumination, Notice what your visions are and trust yourself to manifest. Trust your eternal empowered presence. See what actions you can make and allow that to lift you into the ascended heart where everything explodes from and opens the divine galactic blueprint, the 12-pointed chakra system that guides your mastery presence. So this is an incredible moment to move into deeper trust and deeper empowerment. And yeah, there's so much support. The universe is here supporting you with legions of angels, guides, help, support. So it really is just the yes moment for you and your choice of just standing in your empowered mastery presence. Namaste, and thank you so much for calling in. And beautiful. I love this. And if you ever catch this show live and you're like, hey, gee, I really had a question I wanted to ask or just to tap in for me, shoot me an email at support or sorry, at Jess at selfascensionstudios.com. I guess support at selfascensionstudios.com gets you there as well. If you go to my website, you can fill out the contact form, selfascensionstudios.com, and you can get ask me any question you want and we'll get back to you whenever we're able. If anyone else is feeling like they'd like to call in and share a miracle or say hello, the number is 517-208-1500. That is 517-208-1500. And, this moment, I'm really enjoying being with each and every one of you. I am finding this to be a very great coincidence, being that I've moved from doing the new moon ceremony to full moon, but this show really landed on the new moon today. So I know, that we have a little bit of time left on the show, but I do want to bring in that element of some ceremony and some connection here. So just preemptively, if you're on here live, um, we'll do a short little journey and ceremony here. So you'll want to start thinking about getting yourself kind of prepared. If you're driving, don't be driving while we do the meditation portion. Just don't go deeply into it and come back and listen to the recording later. But if you're somewhere at home or in your space, you might want to start thinking about, hey, how could I settle in to really receive this and supercharge, my own vision and get clarity around that? Because how do we get clarity? What if you're in that place of, "Ugh, I'm not even sure," right? So that's like the moment the brain has become very engaged because it starts to worry that, what if I don't have my vision right? Or I'm not sure what the vision is. So it's really, let it reveal to you what that vision is. How can you tap into that? Through our heart, always through our heart, always through awakening the heart. If the mind is very active, we got to come back to our heart. That is the root chakra of our ascended state of being. It'll be the entry point to receive the guidance, wisdom, intuition from our soul, not our mind telling us what it should be or what it should look like. And it will bring us an instant sense of comfort. And maybe it's that you're just getting real clear on what it feels like to be living in your perfect day or the perfect universe. That's a great way to get your vision to really crystallize. So take a moment, take your hand to heart, take a breath there. Feel how powerful. This is the most powerful practice that we can ever do for ourselves. If you feel like you have to do so many practices or it's so hard to do the things that make you feel good or support yourself, consider that this is one. If you can make yourself commit to just bringing your hands to your heart and breathing, you're going to have a massive difference and shift in the flow of your days. And the more often you can just come to this point and breathe, the more you will connect to your infinite nature and the easier this law of instantaneous manifestation becomes. And we love to, in the teaching of self-ascension and Ave Sa, to couple the Ave Sa breath with this hand to heart. The Ave Sa is an ancient Sanskrit word energy that connects us to our crystalline nature. It goes beyond definitions of density in this realm and brings forward a very crystalline cosmic connection and activation that we receive at a cellular level. So anytime you have lack of clarity or need help connecting to your own internal guidance system or what action step to take next, it always comes back to here. And I know I need to be reminded. If you're an old pro and been doing this a long time, like, we need that reminder too. There's moments where we just plain are like, wow, I forgot all my practices or didn't use them. What am me invited this to be? This for myself as much. I'm just, just joking around there with that. But really, like, what in me invited this to be? Breathing. And we breathe in, you're imagine you don't say it out loud, but inwardly you're saying Ave, and you're connecting to your heart. Really feel the connection to your heart as you inhale Ave. And then exhaling with sound. Sa. Breathing in the Ave. Exhaling Sa. Through the heart. Sa. Notice what you're feeling. As you breathe in the Ave and exhale the Sa, you're connecting an infinite loop. You're connecting to your infinite, divine, empowered presence. That's what happens immediately when you bring your hands to your heart and Ave Sa breath. That's the first thing you can do when you're triggered. You're popping yourself right out. You are. And then invite, what in me invited this to be, to come forward next and see what arises from your heart. When we answer the question from our mind, we get a much different answer. We get the ego's veil, we get judgments, we get a lack of clarity because it's all being projected from the mind, what it should be or shouldn't be. Come to the heart and notice what arises first. And when you feel into your vision in this moment, we're here on the new moon, crystalline illuminated new moon. Breathe the Ave Sa. And invite your soul forward to show you. What does my life look like on the 17th with the full moon when my vision is fully manifested as the universe supports it completely? What does my life look like? What am I wearing? Who am I with? See myself completely ignited as the master I am. And show me the seeds of what I set in motion today to create this. What did I say yes to? What am I saying yes to right now to create the activated manifest vision on the full moon? Get rid of how big it seems, the details, the vision. What is important to you to carry? What do you see for yourself, this world? What is it that maybe at one time you just believed was so possible, perhaps before the world took your innocence and your power and told you to hide it? What did you believe was possible? What are you here to do? Good. Be with this. Be with this all day today. Be in your active, divine mastery presence as much as possible. Keep connecting with it. Keep connecting with your heart. My vision, what I'm carrying. Draw it. Think about it. Write about it. Bring it forth in different ways. Let yourself express. Let it be fun. This is not an assignment for school. That's where our mind gets into. Have fun. Be in your creation energy. Illuminated new moon. It's not like a typical new moon. Everything is being shown, illuminated. And if there's anything that seems like it's in that way of that vision, maybe a nagging, limiting belief, this is a perfect moment and opportunity to love it and breathe and expand through it. It's the perfect moment to do that. So how are you all feeling? How are you all doing? What's alive in you right now? Where are you going on this magnificent day and this month? How are you feeling since we began the journey on this show? If you started out here live from the beginning, what are you noticing? Just saying hello to your beautiful faces. So glad that supported you, Pauline. Thank you. I think it supported all of us as well. Hi, Angel and Yvonne and Bee and Leslie and Courtney. Yes, Yvonne, the secret to success equals the heart. Always comes back. It always comes back to our beautiful heart. So whether you're joining, I see Alehia saying hello. I don't want to miss anybody, but there's so many beautiful comments between Facebook and YouTube. Just thank you for being here. And if you're here and catching the replay, thank you for being here now. So, this has been Soul Fusion Cafe with Jess Jitnan, and we're going to go into a little closing ceremony as I kind of preemptively warned you a few moments back there before we went into. You've been listening to. Excuse me, that was a moment for that to play. If you are connecting with your heart and your presence, with the universe right there. Before we close the show, before we play the closing credits, we're going to do a beautiful little ceremony, really energize our patience for ourselves and our planet, and come into a place of using our co-creative uh, powers, essences, our empowered presence all together. Please be sure you check out Divine Mastery Presence Journey. Get the attunements. Join us. If any part of you is speaking or curious, message me and ask me about it. Go to support at selfascension.com, email support at selfascension.com to ask about it and get yourself registered and set up. This is an incredible moment. So that's calling to you. Full moon ceremony in 2 weeks. Get on my newsletter, selfascensionstudios.com. Anything else you have to ask, shoot me a message. I'm happy to assist or get you to the place to assist you. And thank you for being here today. So as we move into this closing moment, thank you for being here. Thank you for offering the opportunity to connect, to be together, to expand this beautiful presence that is. Oh, interesting. My sound is sideways, lost my sound. It sounds like it's back to normal. So very interesting, very interesting. Thank you in the chat for alerting me to that. Fascinating. I think it could have been because I accidentally played that ending credit for half a second and then stopped it. So I'm glad that I'm here. So I was just sharing in this moment, Divine Mastery Presence Journey. Get in there if you're going to get in there. Message me with any questions you have. We're back here next Tuesday at noon Eastern time again for another Soul Fusion Cafe. Thank you for joining. And we are going to close with a ceremony on this new moon to support our unification and illumination of our visions and all that is birthing through us, so that on the full moon, when we move poof to our third eye, and our star consciousness activation, we are fully in our vision. This is our assignment these 2 weeks. So today, the more clear you get on your vision, the better, and make your decisions about if you're going for it or not. This is your time. This is our time. It's incredible. So taking a breath, be with your heart, calling forward again the vision of my life, living as the truth of my being in all ways, all actions. What does my life look like, feel like, expand like? If I have really called this forward, what is the vision I am carrying for myself and for the world? Breathing the Ave Sa. 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 And the mantra of self-ascension. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me. And as you breathe, pay real attention to I am here. I am here. Breathe fully into here. Feel the choice that you are making for your own life at this moment. See the choices before you. Which of these does my I am here presence choose? What do I choose right now? I am here. Feel the energy of your commitment, your love, your presence guiding you. See this coming forth in all your actions and moments in the week ahead and the weeks ahead in all of February. Commit to the choices you are making for yourself now and see all of our brilliant points of light right now that are holding our beautiful planet as she too is birthing, choosing, receiving the gifts of all this up level energy as well. And seeing all beings who are looking, searching, trying to find the truth of their being. May each of them find their way home and see your own light illuminated brightly for so many others to see so they may remember theirs as well. And each of our lights igniting, igniting, igniting many more lights around the planet. See the harmony that is coming in, the healing, the beauty, the light. Breathe that into your heart and through your heart and out into the world. Breathe in the crystalline light of love, wisdom, compassion. Exhale. Send it out into the world as you are a vessel. There's no need to hold on. Just the wave coming, going, receiving, giving, complete, balance, creation energy, the flow, the miracles. All is yours to claim. The empowered mastery presence. Feel your crown now ignited upon your head. And allow yourself to be in the gift of this vision that is unfolding before you. All that you are called forward to create and be. Honor yourself. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for this minute. So much gratitude for each and every one of you. See you next Tuesday. Also Monday Magic next week. See you at Monday Magic. Check that out. Ask me if you have any questions about that as well. And just continue to allow yourself to be in this beautiful gift and presence. Hope to see some more of you at Divine Mastery Presence as well. But as always, next Tuesday, we'll be back here for this hour, noon Eastern. Thank you so much. Namaste and many blessings.
You've been listening to Soul Fusion Cafe with Jess Gentinen. Connect with Jess and learn more at her inspiration hub, selfascensionstudios.com, and over on Instagram at JoyLoveJess and Soul Fusion Cafe Radio, or over at Facebook at Self-Ascension Studios and Soul Fusion Cafe Radio. Thank you for listening. See you next week. Namaste and many blessings.